I just had to stop watching ZEITGEIST 2011 version. Spirit of the Age, it means. I don't know what the word meant, I just had to look it up in the dictionary. I come across it once in the 80s, name of an album, of a band that was on a label of a band that I was working for. The first 40 minutes is like an introduction, and it's a one long 40 minute supposition about humans, human genetics and human nature. And there's a doctor in the introduction prominently speaking, and he makes 2 if not 3 incorrect statements, and therefore, well, what's the point of watching the rest of the movie, because they're already, the supposition, their introduction's incorrect. He's talking about human nature and how it can't be changed in the respect of self-responsibility, sort of justifying, no, it's not justifying, sort of making the statement that humans have no control over themselves. He was the doctor who dealt with addiction patients, would they be called? I don't know. I agreed with some of the things he said. Everything is addictive. And the nature of some addiction, it says that nothing's addictive. Everything, I actually disagree, everything's addictive. Nothing's addictive. Heroin's a mind fuck of an addiction. Margaret Thatcher, and her government, the right way of expressing it would be programmed me. After her advertising campaign, heroin really screws you up, I convinced myself, I am convinced, that I was addicted to heroin long before I actually was, and addicted to it. It's not so much an addiction as a consequential reaction to no longer consuming the substance if you have been consuming it on a daily basis. Your body will absorb large amounts of poison if introduced slowly. I don't know about what considered dangerous poisons that kill. Well, even warfarin, you can use it in small doses, so your body gets tolerant to whatever it's absorbing. So, yeah, nothing's addictive, he says. Depends what you mean by addiction, pal. Though, to state that things are human nature and therefore we cannot do anything about it, and I can't remember the instances that probably remiss of me to be making comment about. Well, I'm not, I'm just saying I watched 40 minutes of it. The supposition, the introduction contained inaccurate data, and therefore there's another 2 hours to go. I don't fancy watching a thing for 2 hours that's based on incorrect input. Interesting though that I've been making some suppositions myself that without completely proving them, and they cannot be proved in a short space of time, at least 2 years. Endocrinal equilibrium, the little research I've done on it, which is only 2 months, was only the start of realising that I was equilibrium, I was endocrinally out of balance with a natural human nature position, in that the only nature of a human I have is I need to breathe, I need water and nourishment, and I need to eject waste material from consuming the nourishment that I have been consuming up to now. So I suggest to myself that I wouldn't even make any hypotheses about it. I would, and I'm going to. Continue my research on endocrinal equilibrium, though the results will not be in this side of 2018, interim reports only. Probably upset a few revolutionaries not wanting to watch the Zeitgeist, the age of what? The spirit of the age. Very interesting. At the very beginning of that movie, though, was the only thing that can change things is a small group of people who are dedicated to ... Join them if you dare. And in that, I am concentrating on supporting myself in totality, to enable me to fully participate in what is best for all life in every moment of every breath.